Around the world, governments are rapidly pushing citizens toward digital identification systems, biometric verification, and even behavior-based scoring, raising both hope for efficiency and fear of control. In Vietnam, new regulations mean that by September 2025, more than 86 million bank accounts could be closed if they are not tied to a verified biometric ID through the state's VNeID system, making it nearly impossible to buy, sell, or access financial services without state-approved credentials. Meanwhile, China's well-known social credit system goes a step further by assigning scores to individuals and businesses based on their compliance with laws and even social behavior, rewarding the trustworthy while restricting travel, loans, and opportunities for those who fall short. While officials frame these measures as necessary to fight fraud, money laundering, and corruption, many critics and faith communities see deeper implications, drawing eerie parallels to Revelation 13, which describes a future where no one can buy or sell unless they bear the mark of the beast. Whether one interprets that prophecy literally or symbolically, the convergence of digital IDs, financial surveillance, and social scoring systems is causing a global debate. Are these innovations the gateway to a secure and inclusive digital economy, or the foundation of a system of control that could one day demand absolute conformity?
This digital ID system will be bad. Did y'all know that in 2020 during COVID in China, when there was lockdowns, they had this digital ID system. Now it's way more intricate in China, but they had just began doing this social digital ID system. And did you guys know that people could not leave their apartments unless they had a certain score? Yes, there's a guy on here talking that when you left your apartment, you had to scan to get out of your apartment and then scan to get back into your apartment. And so some people, when they would leave their apartments, the place that they live, they would scan to get out of their apartments. They would lose points while they're out of their apartment, and they would not be able to get in during COVID. These are things that the digital ID will do. So right now in the UK, it's a mandate, but in China, it's law. They want to groom you. They want you to be okay with it and be okay with the little as they incorporate it in, where in order to leave your apartment, you have to scan your digital ID to get out. You're going to have a social score. This is the way that they want us to live. This is the future. Let them tell it. Is the digital ID the mark of the beast? I do think it is the technology that is going to be used because it scans your face when you're in public. There's cameras and surveillance everywhere. It scans your face when you're in public. In order to get in any building, you have to scan. If you don't have the facial recognition or you have...
This is the book of Micah, chapter 2, and verse 1. It reads, "Woe to them that devise iniquity and work evil upon their beds. When the morning is light, they practice it, because it is in the power of their hand." Shalom, shalom, shalom. Your brother Kahan from the GMS Prophetic Vibration Camp here in Trinidad with another edification through the power and spirit of Yahweh, Bahasham Yahweh Shai. So first and foremost, Kal Halayam, La Alahayanawa, Yahweh, Bahasham Yahweh Shai, Bahasham Rakaha Kodash, Barakata Yahweh, Barakata Yahweh Shai, Barakata Yahweh, Barakata Yahweh Shai, Barakata Yahweh, Barakata Yahweh Shai. Double honors unto the apostles, the bishops, the elders of Great Millstone Natural Well. Double salutation unto the brothers who preaching and teaching this truth through the four corners of the earth, risking their lives and their freedom to do so no more than ever. Shalom unto the speckled Israelites, alright, and shalom unto the very few but faithful Akwat, which is the sisters that listening and learning. Hey, this is the reality of our near future. Very, very near future. Yeah, this is the reality. Okay, this is the reality. If you Jakes still want to pussyfoot around and still want to debate, alright, and question and ponder and all these things pursuant to what the MOTB is, alright, and the system, the infrastructure that is there, that is already here, all right, to facilitate the MOTB, all right. Well, that's on you all. All right, that's on you all. If you all want to gamble with your salvation, if you all just want to be like a ostrich, putting your head in the sand and thinking the danger is going to bypass you, well, all right. Well, here I'm telling you, you are sadly mistaken. Okay, you are sadly mistaken. This is the situation here. All right, digital IDs is the go right now. All right. Digital IDs is the go right now because we are heading into an age of how it is called, totalitarian technocracy. All right. I wonder if we see something here. Bear with me. All right. Let me see two. Let's go into that totalitarianism. All right. Totalitarianism is a political system and a form of government that prohibits opposition from political parties, disregards and outlaws the political claims of individual and groups' opposition to the state, and completely controls the public sphere and the private sphere of society. All right, and this totalitarian, oh boy, the word is a tongue twister. Totalitarianism, right? I get the word now. Totalitarianism. This is going to be carried out by who? By the elites. All right, by the elites, you know, but they will have your so-called governments, all right, who is actually just the puppets, you know, to carry out the orders, but really and truly, you know, it's being headed by the elites, all right, the bankers. Okay, so this whole situation here now, where it is being widespread, all right, we saw England making it mandatory, all right. Certain other countries, we see in Vietnam what are taking place, where the people was trying to rise up against it, and millions, over 80-something million people over in Vietnam, their accounts were frozen, all right. Barbados is fast tracking their digital ID, all right. Likewise, Jamaica, Trinidad will be in pursuit, same way. Okay, there is what it is. But the guy, you know, he was saying, you know, could this be the mark of the beast, the digital ID? What it is actually, it is not the actual mark of the beast, all right, but it is a part of the beast system. All right, it is a part of the beast system, but the mark actually is the RFID microchip. You know, but it is in the digital ID is an integral part, a seriously integral part of this whole beast system. In order to facilitate, in order to be facilitate and be compatible with the ultimate goal, which is the RFID microchip, because that is the whole thing. That is where it's leading to. All right. There is where it's leading to. Now, the digital ID, you will need to have that so you could be a part of the system. All right, this is what they want. They want inclusion. All right, they want all-out inclusion. So with the digital ID, you know, as you can see, all right, it's attached to what? To the main thing. All right, and that main thing. Which is really how to say this, that main thing, which is the social credit score system, all right, that goes along with the digital ID. Okay, that social credit score system is actually the way going forward and you worshiping the beast. All right, I'm saying it again, I'm repeating it, and I'm speaking it slowly. All right, the social credit score system that is attached to the digital ID, okay, that is the way going forward into you worshiping the beast. All right, that is a part of the image of the beast. All right, that social credit score system, okay, because what it's all about, it's compliance, you making sure and comply with whatever policy that these people come about with. All right, because if you're not in agreement with the system and their policies and what have you so forth, you'll in turn, have a low credit score, which is going to play a serious part in you being locked out of the system, your chip being shut off, all right, and you not having access to, all goods and services and what have you so forth, not being able to go to the grocery, shop for yourself, all right, buy food, put food on the table for yourself and for your kids and what have you so forth, all right, not being able to drive on the roads, and many other things that you could think of, all right, that is of your comfort, in you getting about in this life, whatever, there's what it is. You being cut off, you being cut out. All right, that's why when I go to Revelation, let's go to the scripture. That's why when I go to Revelation chapter 13 and verse 15, where it reads, all right, and he had power to give life unto the image of the beast. All right, the life pursuant to the image of the beast, is the all right, when they said he get a power to give life, that goes into they having that rulership, and they having that control. All right, they having that control over the system, over their system. All right, there's what it is. So it says, and he had power to give life unto the image of the beast. The image goes into what? Their laws and their policies and what have you so forth. All what they have, implementing, pursuing for the people to follow and be in order. All right. So as it says, and he had power to give life unto the image of the beast, that the image of the beast should both speak. All right. The speak goes into the draconian laws, all right, that it should both speak and cause that as many as would not worship the image of the beast should be killed. And that would kill, all right, it is not only to be literally put to death, all right, but to be what? To be ostracized, all right, to be ostracized, to be cast away, cast out, all right. You being held in bad light, pursuant to the system and the policies of the system, and you're not following, so you're being locked out. And this is something that they've been doing in China. All right, this is something that they've been doing in China. All right, go look up your social credit score system and how the people is how the people is not taking it too lightly. Well, there's a lot that for the system, and then there's those that is really against the system because they see that their freedoms is literally being stripped away. The so-called freedom is being stripped away. You understand? There's what it is. All right. And this is something that is going to take over the whole world. The whole world. This digital ID ain't nothing, ain't nothing to look at lightly. All right? It is not nothing to look at lightly. Okay? They would bamboozle you and, you know, make you think, well, you know, this is something, this is the way forward. All right? But really and truly, it's all geared towards totalitarianism into their new world of total technocracy. All right, where you link to you link to AI and cyborganism, if there is a word. You understand these things? All right. And there are a lot of you chicks, a lot of you major camps, small camps, big camps, you know, a lot of new camps, well-known camps that is out there, all right, that is still bucking up and denying, all right, but at the same time still trying to dib and dabble into, you know, the digital era that is coming and the digital ID and whatnot, so forth, but yet still you all still want to deny. But we know why you all dibbing and dabbing, and so when you see that it really come to pass, which it is going to come to pass, all right, it is going to come to pass, then you all could camouflage yourself and say, well, you've been speaking about this and you've been uttering this, and that's why we're going to continue to expose you all right. We're going to continue to expose you all. So when it come out, you all would not have the luxury, the lion luxury of trying to profess and trying to convince the people that you all have been speaking about. Hey, no, hey, you all ain't been speaking about this, man. All right. You all ain't been speaking about this. It's the men of Great Millstone, starting from the apostles, the bishops, the elders, on downwards here to us young brothers as myself. You understand? There is what it is here. This is what is coming. All right? This is our very, very, very near future. That a lot of people is going to be faced with that ultimate decision. Life-changing decision at that, I might say. Yeah? A matter of fact, let me go to it in the blue letter, which is actually red letter. Yahushua speaking. All right, Revelation chapter 3 and verse 10. All right, it reads, because thou hast kept the word of my patience, I also will keep thee from the hour of temptation. Yeah, which shall come upon all the world to try them that dwell upon the earth. Yeah, this is what is coming. All right, this is what is coming. For now, we will take for now, you know, people will when they come with the idea and whatnot, you know, which will be on your devices, you know, your cell phone and whatnot, so forth, this, that, the other. You know, people will look at it that it ain't too bad. Ain't too bad. But then it's going to transcend into what? The chip. All right? It's going to transcend into the chip, the ultimate goal. All right? Because hey, the devices is just a conditioning and control gradualism. All right? Condition, control, gradualism, CCG. All right? With the conditioning and controlling, all right, making it mandatory. You have to take this digital ID, or else you would not be able to work, you would not be able to receive your salary. These things, all right, which is gradually easing you into what? Into taking that chip again. The hour of temptation. You think these people, what? You think these people play? You think these people stupid? Alright? You think these people stupid? You think they call themselves the illuminated ones for this calling themselves illuminated. Alright? Their organization, the Illuminati, if you just take that name for you as a fancy name, no. These people have a level of knowledge, but a level of a high level, a serious high level of knowledge, but a high level of witchcraft, of wickedness. You understand? That's why when I go to Psalms, come back here, let's take a look at Psalm 64. Psalm 64 and 1, where it reads, alright, to the chief musician, a psalm of David. Hear my voice, O Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai. In my prayer, preserve my life from the fear of the enemy. Hide me from the secret council, the Illuminati, the bankers, the banking elites. Hide me from the secret counsel of the wicked, from the insurrection of the workers of iniquity. Why, Lord? Who whet their tongue like a sword and bend their bows to shoot their arrows, even bitter words, that they may shoot in secret at the perfect, which is the elect. Suddenly do they shoot at him and fear not. What are they shooting? Their whole beast system. Their whole beast system. Alright? Their whole beast system, their policies, their laws, their mandates. Alright? That is all for the destruction of you so-called Negroes, Hispanics, Native American Indians, who are the biological descendants of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, the children of Israel. Plain and simple. Alright? They encourage themselves. They encourage themselves in an evil matter. Alright? This whole digital system and totalitarianism and social credit score beast system and all these things, all these things is snares and traps, right, of abominable iniquitous work, is an evil matter that they're all about, They encourage themselves in an evil matter. They commune of laying snares privily, They said, who shall see them? They search out iniquities. They accomplish a diligent search. That's why I start off with that first scripture, Micah 2 and 1. Warn to them that devise iniquity upon their bed. Alright? And when the morning is light, they practice it because it is in the power of their hands. So what? They search out iniquities. They accomplish a diligent search, both the inward thought of every one of them, and the heart is deep. But Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushai, shall shoot at them with an arrow. Suddenly shall they be what? They shall be wounded. Alright? They're not going to see. They're not going to see the fullness of their new world order. Alright? But for the time being, as we are speaking, they are what? They are there laying snares, laying trap. Alright? That digital ID is a trap. It's a snare. Alright? It's a snare. Because when you get into that system via the digital ID, alright, and you start to see you really come to the realization of what has taken place, it is going to be very hard for you to try to get out of that system. A matter of fact, you wouldn't be able to get out of that system. You're already in the system. But the thing is, that now is where now integrity is going to lie, because he's going to have to make the ultimate decision. Am I going to have to take this chip now? Am I going to take this chip now? Because that is where it's leading to. Alright, that chip. There's what I say. It's going to be. Once you take it, don't misquote me. The digital ID is not the mark of the beast. The CBDC is not the mark of the beast. Alright? But all in all, they are entangled in the beast system. Alright? The beast is who? EU and NATO. The beast is EU and NATO. Alright? America is the whore that rideth upon the beast. But the mark of the beast is the RFID microchip. But the digital ID that you would have to get in order to receive your payments and goods and services and have access to the CBDC, because what? Your money, as you know, that is going to be obsolete. Alright? Your money as you know it, your fiat currency, they are making that obsolete. Again, these things are the snares, the traps. The traps that they are laying for you. That's why when I go to Psalms 10, and I would go at 3, Psalms 10 and 3, for the wicked boasteth of his heart's desire. Yeah? What is his heart's desire? What are they boasting of? Alright? What are they boasting of? What is their heart's desire? To ensnare every man, woman, and child upon the face of the earth by the way of a RFID microchip, which is the mark of the beast. Alright? For the wicked boasteth of his heart's desire, and blessed the covetous, whom the Lord abhorreth. The wicked through his pride of his countenance, through the pride of his countenance, will not seek after Yahweh. Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua is not in all his thoughts. Alright? His ways are always grievous. Thy judgments are far above out of his sight, and for all his enemies he puffeth at them. He saith in his heart, I shall not be moved, for I shall never be in adversity. Pride. His mouth is full of cursing and deceit and fraud. Under his tongue is mischief and vanity. His mouth is full of cursing and deceit and fraud. Because a lot of people is going to get caught up by the fancy words and the charisma and whatnot, so forth, of these politicians and these technocrats and what have you, so forth, into believing and falling for this man and his lies, and going about, being about this man and his system. Being in support of his system. Yeah, so his mouth is full of cursing and deceit and fraud. Under his tongue is mischief and vanity. He sitteth in the lurking places of the villages. In the secret places doth he murder the innocent. Alright? His eyes are privily set against the poor, which is who? Us Jakes. He lieth in wait secretly as a lion in his den. Alright? He lieth in wait to catch the poor. He doth catch the poor when he draweth him into his net, which is what? That whole beast system, man. That digital ID, man. That is the net right there. That is the snare. That is the trap right there. That digital ID. That when you get that, you understand, make it mandatory, let them get it. Alright, and when we get it, and we have them going about with all our policies, they have no choice. If they want to continue, they have to take that RFID microchip, or else just lost out on everything and done. Your choice. Again, Revelation 3 and 10, the hour of temptation. He croucheth and humbleth himself, that the poor may fall by his strong ones. This is what it is with this man. This is why we praying and asking Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua, still in the book of Psalms. Psalms 59 and 1. Psalms 51, for Psalms 59 and 1. All right? It reads what? To the chief musician Al-Tashet Mecham of David, when Saul sent and they watched the house to kill him. Deliver me from mine enemies, O my power. And who is our enemies? Who is our main enemies? All the nations are our enemies. But who is our main one? You should already know the answer. Esau Edom, if you didn't know. Yeah? Deliver me from my enemies, O my power. Defend me from them that rise up against me. Deliver me from the workers of iniquity. And this is what we had to be asking, and not asking. We had to beg Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahshai for that mercy and that protection. Because these people, they are all out. They are all out to do us harm. They are all out, to just wipe us off the face of the earth. This is what it is. Deliver me from the workers of iniquity and save me from bloody men. For lo, they lie in wait for my soul. They lie in wait for my soul. They set these snares, they set these traps. Alright? They lie in wait for my soul. The mighty are gathered against me. Not for my transgression, nor for my sin, O Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai. They run and prepare themselves without my fault. Awake to help me, and behold, thou therefore, O Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai, power of hosts, the power of Israel, awake to visit all the heathen. Be not merciful unto any wicked transgressor. Salah. This is what we are praying and asking Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai for. Yeah. This is what it is. This is what it is. Sirach 19 and 5, it reads, whoso taketh pleasure in wickedness. Yeah, Esau? Whoso taketh pleasure in wickedness shall be condemned. Yeah, and this is what is coming to them. They will be condemned. Yahweh Hashem Yahushua is going to condemn them because they trusted in wickedness. They take pleasure in wickedness. They love doing wickedness. All right, their life cannot go in any way, form, fashion without them doing wickedness. But he that resisted pleasure crowneth his life. All right, because a lot of you all is going to take this thing because you enjoy the pleasures of this life. That's why the scripture says, love not the world, neither the things that are in the world, for all that love the world. Yeah, the lust of the flesh and the eyes and all these things have not the love of the Father in them. That's roughly paraphrasing. You understand? But all these things shall pass away. And that what a lot of you all fail to realize. Yeah, a lot of you all fail to realize that. But hey, Yahweh has something in store. Right? Yahweh has something in store for you Jakes, man. Yeah? Who want to trust in the system and trust in Esau. Sirach 16:13, the sinner. Yeah, the sinner shall not escape with his spoil, and the patience of the godly shall not be frustrated. Yeah? Here is the faith and the patience of the saints. Yahweh Ba'ashem is going to be there for his elect. That is a promise. That is a promise. I have no doubt in that. Like literally. I have no doubt on that at all. But the wicked, they're not going to escape. All what they're doing there, they're not going to escape. That's why I'm going to leave with this last scripture, which is Job, the book of Job, chapter 5 and verse 12. Job 5 and 12, it reads, he disappointed. Yeah, he disappointed the devices of the crafty. What is their device? Their evil device, that RFID microchip. Yeah, and all the technology that they have to be in sync with the beast system and in support of that RFID microchip, that mark. Yeah? He disappointed the devices of the crafty so that their hands cannot perform their enterprise. What is their enterprise? Their new world order. He taketh the wise in their own craftiness, all right, and the counsel of the froward is carried headlong. They meet with darkness in the daytime and grope in the noonday as in the night. But he saved the poor. Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, what? He saved the poor from the sword, from their mouth, and from the hand of the mighty. Who is the mighty right now? Esau, Edom. All right, they are in power. They are the mighty right now. They hold the power seat. They hold all the weaponry, all the this, all the that. All right, they are in control. So they are the mighty right now. Yeah, for now. So the poor hath hope, and iniquity stoppeth her mouth. Behold, happy is the man whom Yahweh corrected. Therefore despise not thou the chastening of the Almighty, because these things that is about to come upon us, right, by the way of Jacob's trouble, is really our chastening, all right, for our disobedience, our wickedness, you know. But these things is to help mold and shape us, all right. These things is to try us, to find us worthy. This is what it is. All right. Verse 18, for he maketh sore and bindeth up. He woundeth and his hands make whole. He shall deliver thee in 6 troubles. Yea. 7, there shall be no evil touch thee. In famine he shall redeem thee from death, and in war from the power of the sword. Yeah. He shall deliver thee in 6 trouble. Yea, 7, which is the RFID microchip, which is the nuclear destruction. Yeah. There shall no evil touch thee. In famine he shall redeem thee from death, and in war from the power of the sword. Thou shalt be hid from the scourge of the tongue, neither shalt thou be afraid of destruction when it cometh. At destruction and famine thou shalt laugh, neither shalt thou be afraid of the beasts of the earth. For thou shalt be in league with the stones of the field, and the beasts of the field shall be at peace with thee. Yeah? And thou shalt know that thy tabernacle shall be in peace, and thou shalt visit thy habitation and shall not sin. Wow. Prophecy here, boy. This is prophecy. Thou shalt know also that thy seed shall be great, and thine offspring as the grass of the earth. Thou shalt come to thy grave in a full age, and the shock of the corn, and like as a shock of the corn cometh in his season. Lo, this we have searched it, so it is. Hear it, and know thou it for thy good. So we go, hey, Yahweh Hashem Yahweh has our back, man. This man, he ain't going to progress at all. Alright, the Lord is going to make him feel that he's going to get everything and progress. But hey, destruction cometh nigh for this man. But really and truly, this is our near future. This is the reality of our near future. That whole beast system coming down on us like a ton of bricks. Ka'al halayam. La alahaya nawa. Yahweh Ba'asham Yahushai Ba'asham Kodash. Barakata Yahweh. Barakata Yahushai. Barakata Yahweh. Barakata Yahushai. Barakata Yahweh. Barakata Yahushai. Double honors unto the apostles, the bishops, the elders, a great milestone at well. Salutation unto the brothers who preaching and teaching through the 4 corners of the earth. Truth and sincerity. Shalom unto the speckled bird. Along Spoke about the Israelites, along with the very few but faithful Akwad. Your brother Kahan signing out. Shalom, shalom, shalom to the elect. Wa abad babal unto the wicked.